People who struggle to make friends are not broken. They are not awkward. They are not the problem. Psychology says the people who find friendship hardest are often the ones who feel the deepest, think the most, and care the strongest. You have probably spent years wondering what is wrong with you. The truth is, nothing is wrong with you. There are real psychological reasons why connection feels so difficult, and they go deeper than most people realize. 1. Have you ever sat in a room full of people and felt completely alone? Not because no one was talking to you, but because no one was really saying anything. People who struggle to make friends often have an extremely low tolerance for surface-level interaction. You notice immediately when someone is performing rather than connecting. You feel the difference between a real conversation and a scripted one. Psychologists call this heightened social authenticity awareness. Your brain is wired to detect sincerity, and when it is missing, you shut down. That is not a flaw. That is a filter. You are not antisocial. You are anti-fake. 2. Do you find small talk almost physically exhausting? Like it takes more energy than it should just to talk about the weather or what you did last weekend? That is because your mind is built for depth. Research suggests that people with high cognitive empathy, the ability to truly understand how others think and feel, find shallow conversation mentally draining. You do not just want to exchange words, you want to exchange meaning. And until you find someone who wants the same thing, silence feels safer than pretending. That is not social failure. That is a standard most people never even think to set. 3. Think about this. How many times have you replayed a conversation in your head hours after it ended, picking apart what you said, how it landed, whether you came across the way you intended? People who struggle with friendship often have highly active self-monitoring minds. Psychology calls this heightened social metacognition. You are not just having a conversation. You are also watching yourself have it. That kind of mental load makes socializing exhausting in a way that is almost impossible to explain to someone who does not experience it. You are not overthinking because you are insecure. You are overthinking because you care deeply about how you show up for people. 4. Have you ever felt like you were built for a different world? Like your humor, your interests, your way of seeing things just never quite matched the people around you? Psychologists call this social incongruence. It happens when your inner world does not align with your immediate environment, and it is more common than you think. It does not mean you are strange. It means you have not yet found your environment. The people who are meant to truly know you exist. You just have not been placed near enough to them yet. That is a geography problem, not a personality problem. 5. Do you find yourself needing significant time alone after social interactions, even ones that went well? That is not a character flaw. That is your nervous system doing its job. Research shows that highly sensitive people process social information more deeply than others. Every conversation involves reading tone, body language, subtext, and emotion all at once. Your brain is running more processes than most. Of course, it needs to rest afterward. Psychology calls this sensory processing sensitivity. It means you are wired to experience the world more intensely. That intensity is what makes you a profound friend. It also makes socializing cost more than it does for other people. Both things are true. 6. Think about the people who hurt you. The friend who disappeared without explanation. The group that slowly stopped including you. The person you trusted who let you down. People who struggle to make friends often carry invisible wounds from past social experiences, and your brain learned from every single one of them. Psychologists call this social threat conditioning. When trust is broken enough times, your nervous system starts treating new connections as potential threats before they have had a chance to prove themselves otherwise. You are not closed off. You are careful, and careful people have been given very good reasons to be careful. 7. Do you sometimes feel like you are watching social situations from the outside, even when you are standing right in the middle of them? Like there is a glass wall between you and everyone else, and you cannot quite figure out how to get through it? Psychology calls this experience observer detachment. It often develops in people who grew up feeling different, misunderstood, or emotionally unseen. Your brain learned to watch rather than participate because watching felt safer than being rejected for showing up fully. That instinct protected you then, but it can keep you at a distance now from the very connecti on more than the other person does. Psychologists call this rejection sensitivity. It is extremely common in people who have experienced social pain. Your brain is trying to protect you from hurt by talking you out of trying. But the cost of that protection is isolation. You were not meant to carry this alone. The people who understand you will not find you if you never let them see you. Here is something most people never consider. People who struggle to make friends are often the most loyal, thoughtful, and emotionally intelligent people in any room. Because you know what it feels like to be left out, you never make others feel that way. Because you know what it feels like to be misunderstood, you work harder to understand. Because connection has never been easy for you, you never take it for granted when you find it. Psychology shows that people who have navigated social difficulty develop deeper empathy, stronger emotional awareness, and more meaningful relationship values than those for whom friendship came easily. Your struggle did not make you broken. It made you rare. Here is the truth that most people will never tell you. Struggling to make friends does not mean you are unlovable. It does not mean you are too much, or not enough, or somehow assembled wrong. It means your mind works at a depth that most casual social environments were never designed to reach. You feel things fully. You think things through completely. You show up for people in ways they do not always show up for you. And you have kept going anyway. The loneliness you have carried is real. Do not let anyone minimize it. But loneliness and being someone worth knowing are not the same thing. You can be deeply lonely and deeply worthy of love at the exact same time. Psychology confirms what you may have always quietly suspected. The people who find connection hardest are often the ones who, once they find it, become the most irreplaceable presence in someone else's life. You are not waiting to be fixed. You are waiting to be found. And the right people, when they find you, will not need you to be different. They will wonder how they ever existed without you. The world is full of people performing friendship. You have never been interested in the performance. You have always wanted the real thing. That is not a weakness. That is the highest standard there is. Hit subscribe. Because the next video might reveal something about yourself you have spent years trying to put into words. And this time, you might finally find them.